I'm an intellectual. Yo, Mac, I don't even understand how they didn't understand you in that Mary joint.
Yeah, I
Keep
know,
that
man.
old robotic, futuristic George Jetson.
Yeah,
joint.
just like you the blab, robotic kicking slab, a flavor bit of batter, chitter chatter, matter in the bag. I let you rise, come my fatter, I got the data, turn your body into antimatter. And just like a piece of sizzling, you'll fit inside my stomach with the eggs and
Yo, what's going on, people? It's your boy Kem B, and welcome back to the Fly Young Intellectual Podcast. Rest in peace to Craig Mack, first guy to ever release music on Bad Boy Records back in the 90s. Rest in peace to Craig Mack, and today is also the anniversary of the homie Nate Dogg. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, man, rest in peace to the OGs, man. A lot of the OGs are leaving out. And they're dying younger and younger, man. We got to really make sure we take care of ourselves. A lot of these guys are, got strokes and, died at young ages. Health is wealth, man. Doesn't make sense for us to chase this dream and make all this money and do all of this whoop-de-whoop, and we're not taking care of ourselves. So let that be a lesson to all of us, younger, older, whoever, that we got to take care of ourselves, man. But yeah, we're back. Fly Young Intellectual Podcast. We're going to talk about a few topics today, man. We're going to call this the social media edition. A couple of stuff has happened this week, and I feel like we should talk about it. And let's first talk about what happened this morning. There was a Breakfast Club interview. DJ Envy and Desus and Mero. If you don't know Desus and Mero, they're this group, two guys, comedians. They got their own YouTube show, TV show. I believe they came from Mad TV. I believe that's where they came from. Correct me if I'm wrong. However, Desus and Mero, so they made a joke referring to Envy. Envy had cheated on his wife a few years ago. And years later, for some reason, they went on a talk show to speak about it. Now, DJ Envy, if you don't know, he's a popular radio personality for the Breakfast Club. And as the show started this morning, you could see that he was in his feelings, and he went on to really kind of dig into these guys, saying, that he felt like they disrespected his wife. So let's take a listen to the interview real quick and see what y'all think.
All right, let's hear the clip. Hold on, I'm talking. Since 15, before I had $1. She was making more money than me. So to insinuate that she was there for a check or she's good with Envy's check is a disrespect to me.
Okay, can I hear the clip?
Like, I was Rashawn at home, but in the streets I was DJ Envy. So it was two different people. And
I didn't know DJ Envy.
Right. And it was a situation.
Well, you know them DJ Envy checks, though.
That was it. So you know them DJ Envy checks. Envy felt like it was, very disrespectful. He even walked out of the interview, which I feel like is very unprofessional. I mean, you already, got into them. They apologized right after, which I don't feel like you need to. You're a public figure. Things that happen publicly, they're up for public consumption. They're up for public conversation. Same thing kind of like really happened with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart got in his feelings when he got caught on tape with these girls or whatever in Vegas. And Michael Blackson, made some jokes. Now, Kevin was like, Mike, you're supposed to be my guy, whatever, because, Mike is from Africa but moved to Philly at a young age. However, from Mike's side, he's like, man, me and Kev haven't talked in years, so for you to be saying, I'm your guy all of a sudden, it's kind of, it's like he's picking when to be your guy, So, I guess the question of the day, as it applies to this topic is, in comedy, are certain things off limits? You know, if I have a friend that went through something and I made a joke about it, is that off limits? You know, are wives and kids off limits? Even if I don't feel like Desus really said anything about Envy's wife in a derogatory way to make him feel like he had to really pop off and defend that. But you know, I'd like to know what y'all think on that. For me, I think it's more about nothing. Honestly, there's another situation I saw on Twitter. This guy, college football player, his girl was at spring break, I believe in Miami, and she's on camera. This guy posts a video because the guy was on spring break as well. He posts a video of him living his best life, slapping the chick's ass, you know, having fun, and apparently the chick had a boyfriend. So she saw the video. She's like, "Oh my God, please, oh no, please take it down." And he's like, well, no, that's my memory. You know, it's my memory. This is what I did on spring break. If you knew you had a man, you shouldn't have done that. And he showed some, you know, inbox receipts pertaining to her saying that she didn't have a man and all of that. So what do y'all think? You know, this is the social media era where everything it's live. You know what I'm saying? People record things to upload it to show them having fun. You know, at this point, is she wrong for telling him to take it down? Especially being that she made her action, you did what you did at the end of the day, so now you want it taken down because you're embarrassed or like you know now you're messing home up. You know, we never know. He could have easily been the one to like say, "Hey babe, yeah, go down to spring break," paid for her to go down there. You know, we don't know. So in my opinion, don't do shit that you wouldn't want to see resurface. If you don't feel comfortable with something from the jump, then you probably shouldn't do it. And you know, I get it, it's spring break, everybody's intoxicated, everybody's having fun. But yeah, don't you probably shouldn't do something that you would regret later if it came out. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that. Let's see, man. So much happening. OJ. Let's go to OJ for a second. The juice. OJ Simpson, if you do not know, Ford Bronco, going up the highway, allegedly murders his wife and her lover at the time, whatever. So this, you know, years later, he went to jail for like, you know, how karma is so funny. He went to jail for literally stealing back his own stuff, apparently, in Vegas. So he didn't go to jail for the murders because, you know, quote unquote, he didn't do it. Good old Johnny Cochran and his team got him off. Now he goes to jail later. He comes out of jail. So OJ's still in these streets. Cool. Forget him still being in these streets. The fact of the matter is he did an interview back in 2006, I believe, when he wrote his book. I believe it was called If I Did It, This Is How I Would. What? Okay. So first of all, the title obviously seems to give insight that quote unquote is a hypothetical of him telling the story from his point of view. Quote unquote, hypothetically. If you were to see me right now, I'm literally doing air quotes. Okay? So cool. This interview, you know, he didn't put out the book, I believe, and so he didn't want the interview to be aired again. Years later, those who had the interview, who shot the interview, let the family know, hey, this interview exists. Would you want it to come out? The family said yes, they want it to come out. OJ in this video is arguably admitting to the crimes. Let's listen to a quick snippet of the interview.
Repeatedly insists is hypothetical.
As things got heated, I just remember Nicole fell and hurt herself. And this guy kind of got into a karate thing. And I said, well, you think you can kick my ass? And I remember I grabbed a knife. I do remember that portion, taking a knife from Charlie. And to be honest, after that, I don't remember. Except I'm standing there. And
Simpson infers he blacked out.
Okay, so OJ is saying he remembers he grabbed a knife, and then it's all a blur. You know, he blacks out. After that, he just recognized there was a lot of something, you know, all around. So the interviewer asked him, was it something? And he's like, blood. Wait, what? So, hypothetically, of course, this, you stabbed them up, you blacked out, you don't remember, then you came out of your blackout, and there was blood all around, and that was it. You don't remember, and you fled, because that's what happened. You didn't call the police. You didn't do any of that. Also, he's talking about this character Charlie. Who the hell is Charlie? Like, where did Charlie come from? Who is Charlie? Like, is this your imaginary friend? Is this the guy who told you to do it? Like, I mean, this sounds like, and it's funny because I'm watching this show on Netflix called Bates Motel, and if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. This kid basically kills a bunch of people, and his mom knows, but because he blacks out, the mother has been protecting him for years. So it seems like OJ got a super early snippet, viewing of the Bates Motel, and is using that narrative because, I mean, obviously he sounds crazy. Yeah, I don't know what happened with OJ, but whatever it is, he got to figure it out. And yeah, this interview is it's unbelievable. I can't believe what we're seeing. Let's talk a little bit about music, man. What are y'all listening to? Right now, I still got that Nipsey Hussle Victory Lap on repeat. That has been the best project of the year thus far, bar none. And in my opinion, Nipsey he's been great since he came out. You know, of course, being a music head, you would know Nipsey dropped his first project, $100 a piece. You know, he let it go for free online, but sold the hard copies for $100 a piece. A lot of people were like, "What? You know, how could he do that?" But that was just him thinking, "Yo, like, this is my work, this is my art, and I'm gonna sell my art for whatever I want to sell it for." You know, he got a little bit of flack, but for the most part, it was looked at as being genius. Even Jay-Z, I believe, bought 100 copies. You know what I'm saying? So just for like OGs like that to look at him and be like, "Yeah, young king, you know, this is genius, and I'm gonna support you." I believe that really catapulted him, and he's been, you know, winning ever since. And why I really respect Nipsey is because at the end of the day, he's a black man, you know, from LA, Crip, you know, gangbang, all of that, but he's intelligent, and he's taking his story and using it to motivate people. He's using it to drive the next generation and show them, hey, you can make money a legal, cool, you know, straight and narrow way. You know, come follow me. You know, he has a store out in his old hood, out in Crenshaw. The store is like state of the art. So he's really taken his power and really using it to affect his neighborhood. And you could do nothing but respect a man for that. And I wish more of us would do that. But I do believe there are more people doing that as we keep going along. And especially our generation, I believe we understand that it's all about the give back. And I'm excited about the future. And I'm excited, you know, for Nipsey. It's a good look. And the album is smacking. Definitely check it out. Checked out the Tory Lanez album. There are a couple of vibes on there that's cool. It's not. I don't really like the whole project as a project, like no skips or, you know, listening to it straight through. But what I thought, something that was interesting, he spoke about beef that he had with Travis Scott. And in one of the songs, and he basically talked about how they were at this festival and they almost, you know, fought or whatever. And then he recognized, hey, it's bigger than music. You know, both of them recognized that, and they scrapped it. However, after all of that, recently a video surfaced of the confrontation. And in that confrontation, you know, Tory is going on really hype and all of that. He's saying basically, hey, what you come here for? You came here to apologize, or you came here to fight? Let's get it on. A lot of people, wondering where did the video come from all of a sudden. Feel like Tory Lanez camp leaked the video. The video doesn't really make Trav look good because it looked like he didn't keep the same energy, because apparently this stemmed from, once again, social media. They were tweeting each other about a question that was asked to Tory, because people were saying he basically sounds like Travis. And Tory's like, how can I sound like a guy that, I've written for? Which apparently he wrote a hook or whatever. So Travis was like, yo, like, I guess, obviously writing is a very sensitive topic. For those who don't know, in the music industry, there are a lot of non-disclosures and all of that involved, especially with certain artists who, tap into other sources of inspiration to help with their songs and all of that. So sometimes, it really looks weird when you say, hey, I wrote for this guy, because it almost kills the credibility of the guy that you're talking about. Well, it didn't kill, obviously. Drake is bigger than that, but what they tried to do to Drake with all that ghostwriting stuff, they were trying to bury him, especially because he was in a beef with Meek Mill. People were like, yo, Meek raps his own shit. Meek does this, Meek does that. How can Drake be over here getting written, for with the guy Quentin or whatever? And Drake came out and was like, yo, I mean, I gave a guy an opportunity, on a couple of songs. Like, y'all can't, look back on my whole catalog and tell me I haven't written anything, you know what I'm saying? So all of that to say, this video coming out now, I hope it doesn't really re-spark the beef, because as I said, they said they were over it. We don't need no violence. We don't need all that bad vibes. It'd be cool, if they could keep moving forward. But the video coming out now doesn't make Travis look good at all. He didn't keep the same energy. Tory definitely kept that energy. So we'll see how that goes. Talking about non-disclosures, 45, D Trump, Trumpito, whatever you call him. He's obviously, since being in office, he's been in a whole lot of shit. A whole lot of big stinking cow doo-doo. And the most recent now, after all of that, is this woman named Stormy Daniels, who is suing him over, obviously there was a non-disclosure agreement which he didn't sign. So she's suing him. This guy has a million civil suits right now. He also is the guy who's saying, hey, to stop all these mass shootings at schools, we should arm the teachers. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll arm the teachers, and that will help. And we'll give the teachers, better training. Because that's what we'll do. What? So you're gonna give firearms to teachers so that when, things happen, kids get in fights and all of that, a young black boy, let's say today, gets in a fight with another kid. The teacher tries to get in the middle of it. She, he, quote unquote, feels threatened. So they pull the firearm and they shoot this little black kid. And their response pretty much will be, I felt threatened, so I did what I had to do. No, I don't think that's how that should work. I don't think that's the right direction. It's funny because I'll be honest, I do feel like they need to tighten up on gun control. I don't think eradicating guns is the answer, but tighten up on gun control. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people who legally carry guns for protection. There are people who are gun enthusiasts like anything else, but they're not shooting up schools. I feel like they should exercise their right and be able to have a firearm. However, we gotta tighten things up, man. The background check, I don't know where these holes are coming through, but whatever it is, trust me, arming teachers is not the answer, and I'll stand by that. Yeah, I'll leave that alone for now, man. Quickly get into some sports. two things that kind of caught my eye. Earlier this week, there was a video that came out with Odell Beckham somewhere, I believe in Europe, in a hotel room, eating pizza with this model, quote unquote, Instagram model. So Instagram model could be anything. So we'll just say Instagram model. In his hand, he has something that looks like the media says a brown cigarette. He had a brown cigarette in his hand. People like us will say a blunt. It looked like he had a blunt in his hand. Cool. Whatever. That's one thing. Then the model, there's a credit card, right? Then there's some white chalky substance in the vicinity of that credit card. So it looks like, cocaine. All right? I get it. He defended himself saying, whatever, this is an old video. Obviously in the video it doesn't show him, doing any drugs, whatever. But why put yourself in that predicament? Like, why put yourself in that scenario where, people are recording? People in this day and age just want some clout. They're posting whatever comes to mind, whatever they experience just to try and get likes, follows. Bro, you're looking at this is a contract year. I mean, literally, you're looking at a new contract right now. The Giants, I think the Giants love him, but I think to an extent they're kind of getting sick of the shenanigans. Because at the end of the day, okay, you got hurt. You can't be blamed for getting hurt. Eli is not the best quarterback either. Sometimes I wonder if that Manning, if he was adopted and they just added that Manning name. But he's won 2 chips. But he's inconsistent and he's older. He's going over the hill now. So right now, at the end of the day, you want to keep in good standing. I love Odell. I think he's good for the kids. I think he brings a flair and, I think he brings that energy and that excitement to football. And of course, he's part of the culture. So off of the field, he looks cool. He dresses cool. He's mingling with the A1 celebrities. So, he has a brand, and the brand is cool, but at the end of the day, you got to protect your brand by not letting things like this come and affect it. It's just stupid. It's downright stupid. It's not like as I said, we didn't see you partaking of anything, but it's dumb. Don't put yourself in predicaments to have to be overly more scrutinized and criticized. At the end of the day, he's very highly criticized. There's a magnifying glass on him all the time. Even like when we go back to that playoff game, who was it? Who were they playing? Was it Green Bay? When he went on that boat trip right before, and they're in Miami on the boat, they take a picture. You know what I'm saying? They take a picture, they post it. People made a big thing about it, and they lost the playoff game. The first game, they lost the playoff game, so it was like, oh, if Odell had been, preparing adequately instead of partying, maybe they would have won. And he had a couple of drops that game, so it did look like mentally he wasn't locked in. Finally, let's talk about Floyd Money Mayweather. Last month, I believe he put out a little snippet, a little video of him training, or it wasn't even him training. He just walked into an octagon just on some hype, just to build some hype. He walked into an octagon and was like, left it open for interpretation. Of course, when you leave things open for interpretation, people go interpret. So people are saying, he's going to try and fight Conor McGregor in his own sport. This week, Tyron Woodley comes out and say he's about to train Floyd Mayweather. It's going to take him like 2.5 months. But he'll be straight after that. My question is why? Why are we doing this? Floyd, do you need the money? If you do need the money, in my opinion, fight. I guess give Conor the rematch in the ring, not in the octagon. I'm a big Floyd fan. I don't know, honestly, how this is going to work out. It's nothing confirmed super, but I mean, hey, if Tyron Woodley's saying he's training Floyd, then, I mean, it got far enough to get to this point. It's going to be interesting to see. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. Hey, Floyd is a very determined and he's a great athlete. He could pull it off. I'll tell you what, if he does get in the octagon, the payday, it will be the biggest payday the UFC has ever seen. I'm sure Dana White will be happy. Whoever he fights, which I'm 99.9999% sure is going to be Conor. They're going to get a big payday, so it's going to work out, I'm pretty sure, for everybody. However, it's just going to be interesting to see a different discipline, which is mixed martial arts, from a boxer. That's going to be very interesting. But yeah, man, I'd love to hear what y'all think on these topics. I'm going to post this. Let's talk about it, man. Once again, thanks for joining us in the Fly Young Intellectual podcast. You can find me on Instagram at Fly Young Intellectual. Hit me on Twitter at Legend of Chem, LEGENDOFKEM. Let's talk about it. Peace.